So as our turkey season ended in Iowa, we were already switching over to fall of 2023 mode and trying to get our food in the ground so we can be successful this deer season. We've got high expectations for this year, and so we're really looking forward to what this year has to bring us and hopefully bring you guys some great content out of it. But with this video, I just kind of want to show you guys what we did is the last 3 years as we've managed some of these farms. We took every penny that we had that we earned from this and turned it around and put it back into equipment. So basically just kind of want to show you guys it doesn't take a bunch of money to be successful and get your food in the ground. I think we have about $8,000 wrapped up in our equipment, and check it out here. So this is our John Deere. It's a 61 4010 John Deere. I think it's like 84 horsepower or something like that, 83, 84. This is what we do all of our farm work with. Here's what we use for our planter. It's a John Deere 7000, one of like the classic planters. It's actually, I believe it's like a 74, 75 model. I don't know for sure other than the fact of the sprockets. It doesn't have near as many teeth in the sprockets that the other ones do. So how these work is basically they take tire pressure and correlate 40 pounds of pressure, tire pressure, into the number of times that it turns, which uses these sprockets, which drives the chains and kicks your seeds out. So then when you use the Kinsey brush meters, which we're using and fixing right now, basically you take the chart. So I think it's set at 32,000 right now for corn. So I'll back it off, run it down different sprockets, and basically what it'll do is I take that number that it says it'll run for corn, take it times 5 for those Kinsey brush meters that have 60 ports in them, and that's what your population will be. So it ended up being like 190,000. It's a number that's worked pretty good for the guys in the area. So yeah, we'll plant 190,000 seeds per acre just because of the deer population, or deer pressure and population that we have around here. And then actually when I got a hold of this planter too, like it needed new cutting disc really bad. So put in new cutting discs from Shoop, and then also seed firmers to kind of help out with that seed to ground contact. So here's the Kinsey brush meter. So these brushes need replaced probably. I don't know how many seasons they came on them when we bought this planer, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace them after this year. I'm kind of on a time crunch with some weather here, so but give you an idea how these brush meters work. So like I said, you take your population that you're set with corn times 5, because that's a 60 cell plate. So what it does, it feeds the corn from the hopper down in through there, or excuse me, the beans from the hopper down in through there, kicks them down in here, and then as this cell travels, it picks up beans and then shoots them out down through the outlet, in through the seed tube right there, and then puts them in the ground for you. So just to show you how easy it is to change, so you can see this one's still got a corn meter in it, finger pickup. So switching over to the bean meters, so this is actually a bean meter, but all you do is take off these 2 nuts that are 1/2-inch nuts, and then slide your bean meter in. You can see there's a little groove right there. So you're gonna slide your bean meter into there, make sure it lines up, get it set in, and then put these 2 nuts back on. So I tighten down those 2 nuts right here with 1/2-inch socket, and then all we're gonna do is feed that into its groove, find its sitting point, go ahead and latch it down, and then important to take your clutch here and get it set over. Make sure that your meter falls into that clutch. So here's what we're planting. We're planting the Stein Enlist E3s, actually the 39 EC22s that are Liberty Link, so they can be sprayed with Liberty, as well as the Enlist 1 is what we're going to use as a combination for our weed control, and it should work out pretty well. So. So I think we're finally ready to get some shit done today. Or some stuff done. We'll see how she fires up. is about a 3-acre field. It's gonna be clover right here. It's really grassy right now. It needs to be sprayed with clethodim and buterac. But so then this is about a 2.8 acre field. It's gonna be all beans. And then we got a redneck right there. So you can access all of it. But so I'm gonna hook into this fertilizer cart. I'm gonna put you guys up in the redneck and you guys are watching this all happen. So not really sure what happened to the video of me rolling that fertilizer in with the disc, but for whatever reason it only like recorded like 10 seconds of it. But unfortunately I ran out of time today, and I got to get back. Couldn't push the limits. I mean, it's still kind of bright out, or still light out, but I couldn't really push the limits because I've got to work at 10 o'clock tonight and it is 8:30 and I've got an hour drive home. So work 10 to 6 tonight and I'll grab a couple hours. Wasn't able to get the planting done today of the beans, but I will grab a couple hours of sleep in the morning, and then the planter is ready. Filled up all the tires, changed the sprockets over, all that stuff. So it is ready to go. It's just ran out of time tonight. So I'll take care of it tomorrow afternoon, hopefully, and then hopefully we'll get some rain tomorrow night, get those beans germinated right out of the gate and get them up out of the ground. So get them some growing time. It is the next day. We're back at it. I worked all night last night and then got up this morning after about 4 hours of sleep and headed back down to the farm. So it's that time of year where we got to grind to get that food in the ground so that we can take advantage of it this fall, and hopefully are rewarded by it. So we'll see how today's planting goes. The only thing that kind of sucks is it's going to take me twice the amount of time as what it normally would with, say, corn, for example, because my planter is a 30-inch planter and I want to plant beans at a 15-inch mark, just simply because they can be a little faster and typically help choke some weeds out later on in their life as they hit that canopy, so you're not having to use as much spray. So chemicals are expensive, fertilizer is expensive, everything's expensive anymore. So trying to do what we can to kind of cut our costs down a little bit, and hopefully we benefit from it on the backside with a big buck this fall. So ID on this field. So it's the field we just planted. So access is there. I actually put in a 6-row access strip of corn. Goes straight down there and goes to the redneck. So there's it's about 2.3 acres of beans up here to the north side of the redneck. You can see how far it stretches. And I'm gonna put in another blind about right in there so I can cover this corner over here. Then I'll take you down here so you can see the redneck. And down below it, down here, is 2.5 acres of corn, which got planted, I believe on the 9th is when I did it. And it got 1.5 inches of rain. So, but here you can see the access corn already starting to come up. All the way leading to the ladder of the redneck. And then so we'll end up hot wiring all this as well. You can see the charger right there. But we'll hot wire it all. Like I said, so I got the corn in on the 9th. And it's gotten about 1.5 inches of rain on it or so already. But you can see how well it's doing. Should be a phenomenal spot. Hopefully that concludes our planning for this year, but Mother Nature should be the tale of that. So hopefully we don't have to replant anything, but if we do, we do. So now just hope for some rain. Thanks for watching another episode of 10-7 Outdoors as we prepare for this upcoming fall. If you guys would, like, subscribe, and keep following us through our adventures.